Good evening. Phil Lindemann, Krystal, 93 News. The International Snow Sculpture Championships are back in Breck end of this month, but they almost weren't.
A lot of teams asked for more time so they could figure out if they could really travel or not. So on Friday, we decided we could move forward.
That was Lucy Kay with the Breckenridge Tourism Office. This year's competition features 9 teams and a new format for Saturday, public viewing by reservation only.
We are really trying to do everything we can to dissuade extra cars, only on that Saturday.
Saturday reservations are free. The rest of the competition, from January 24th to February 2nd, is open and unlimited. The BTO now has numbers from the holidays showing hotels were full, rates were high, and satisfaction with Breckenridge was shockingly low. Lucy Kay again.
It's not surprising. It's understandable with the staffing challenges and everything, but it's really showing up in the Net Promoter Score. So it really speaks to how much we need to support our front line.
Councilwoman Kelly Owens, she's got another theory.
Hopefully this pandemic scenario we're going to learn to live with it, but the crowding issue is one that really concerns me.
Mayor Eric Mamula, owner of Downstairs at Eric's, agrees with Kay, saying there's nothing you can do about a workforce shortage getting under visitors' skin. This week on the State of Summit.
So we're seeing the biggest avalanches we've seen all season, and when those things break near the ground and take out the entire season's snowpack, the consequences are fairly devastating.
That was Brian Lazar, Deputy Director for the Colorado Avalanche Information Center, describing the perfect storm of human and natural factors that killed 2 people and their dog on Hoosier Pass last Saturday. By Monday, less than 48 hours later, CAIC investigators were up on Hoosier Pass, trying to reconstruct what happened.
We want to document exactly where the avalanche took place on the slope, its dimensions, how wide was it, how deep was it, how far did it run, what was its destructive size, how big was it relative to the biggest avalanche that this piece of terrain can produce.
Time is of the essence as investigators battle wind, sun, and dozens of other factors outside in Mother Nature's wrath.
It's exposed to all of Mother Nature's natural elements. There was a rescue that took place, so there were people walking around the debris, and there were dogs looking for victims and that kind of stuff.
CAIC Director Ethan Green has been doing this for 30 years and says every fatality is sobering.
I've unfortunately looked at dozens of these events over the years.
Green's office investigates every fatal incident, whether it is miles into the field or visible from the highway, like this one.
The goal of these investigations and documentation is sort of twofold. One is to take the current event and describe it to people so that they can understand it and try to avoid something in the same time period, in the next days or weeks. The other is to build or add to the long-term record of people getting involved in avalanches in Colorado.
Avalanche science, he says, is a relatively new field, less than 100 years old. And every incident, even the tragic ones, help the field grow.
Everything that we do today is built on everything that has been done prior. And so, yes, I think our knowledge of how avalanches work and how people interact with avalanches continues to evolve.
Investigators are writing that final report now. Tune in again next Wednesday for The State of Summit on Krystal 93. Frisco Town Council is giving $65,000 to Summit Preschool this year and hundreds of thousands more to families and startup childcare. Town Manager Tony O'Rourke.
There is sufficient current and future funding to support a pretty robust child care initiative on your part.
Most of council did not support salary assistance for teachers. Members did support grants and startup tuition assistance. Most of that cash will be coming from nicotine taxes and some marijuana funding.
Take me to the mountains before another summer ends. We could catch the outbound zephyr. We can travel like the wind. I love it, too. I love singing it.
That is platinum-selling artist Judy Collins singing us the chorus to her newest song, When I Was a Girl in Colorado.
We got here from Hollywood in 1949, got to Colorado, and my dad took over the place of a singer named Happy Jack Turner, who was the voice of King Soopers. And over the years I lived there. Of course, I went to junior high school, and spent my summers when I was a teenager, worked at Lemon Lodge in Grand Lake, worked at a Sportsman Valley guest ranch over Berthoud Pass.
Growing up as a kid on the Front Range, Collins loved escaping to the mountains, and the mountains kept calling, even after she moved to New York for her career.
So I just love the mountains. I skied very early and very often. I became a very good skier. Lots of time, lots of money, lots of snow.
At 82 years young, she admits she does not ski anymore, but she will never stop writing music.
I have written songs all along ever since then for 50 years or something, but they don't usually pop out like that. But this one did. It was just waiting to be sung and waiting to have a band play it and waiting for the radio to play it, I guess.
When I Was a Girl in Colorado is on Collins' latest album, Spellbound. And in local sports, Summit High basketball lost a pair of games in Glenwood last night, 67-49 for the boys, 51-24 for the girls. Phil Lindemann, Krystal, 93 News.